Improper electrical grounding can lead to dangerous situations. Let's discuss the potential consequences of using ground wires as neutrals and undersized grounding conductors. I'll share documented cases to illustrate the severity of the issue and analyze what happens during a ground fault in such scenarios. Firstly, let's examine an electrical fire in a residential building. In a 1980s apartment building, a lack of a neutral bus bar and improper use of equipment grounds resulted in the metal floor becoming energized. A tenant touched a faucet and received a fatal electric shock. The entire building was evacuated and ultimately demolished due to extensive fire damage. Secondly, consider an industrial plant explosion. In a chemical plant, a ground fault on a 480 volts motor caused a large current to flow through the compressed air piping system and overheated the pipes. The resulting explosion caused significant property damage and injuries to workers. Thirdly, review a commercial building power outage. In a large office building, the use of a ground bus bar as a neutral led to a major power outage. When a phase conductor faulted to ground, the circuit breaker did not trip because the current was being diverted through the ground bus bar. This allowed the fault to continue for an extended period, damaging electrical equipment and disrupting operations. Let's analyze ground faults. A scenario where a phase conductor shorts against the case, the current will flow through this path. The phase conductor will create the first segment, then the ground wire, and properly acting as a neutral, makes the second. The panel enclosure will be the third. The grounding system, potentially including the floor or other conductive path, will be the fourth segment, and finally to the service entrance transformer and neutral bus bar at the service entrance. The impedance of this path will be significantly higher than the impedance of a dedicated neutral conductor. As a result, the current through the path will be lower than the fault current that would be expected with a properly installed neutral bus bar. This means that the local breaker may not trip immediately when a ground fault occurs. The current must flow all the way to the service entrance and back in order to reach the neutral bus bar, which may take longer than the breaker's trip time. Review the issue of undersized ground wires. Number 2 aluminum ground wires are severely undersized for a 700 amps panel. According to National Electrical Code Table 250.122, the minimum conductor size for equipment grounding conductors is 3/0 American wire gauge aluminum for a 700 amps feeder. This undersized grounding conductor could result in a dangerous situation in the event of a ground fault. The high current flowing through the undersized conductor could cause it to overheat and fail, potentially starting a fire or causing an electrical shock. It's crucial to adhere to the National Electrical Code standards for grounding and neutral connections to ensure electrical safety and prevent catastrophic events. The correct size of grounding conductors is absolutely critical. An improperly grounded system, especially one using undersized conductors, creates a high impedance path for fault current. This elevated impedance limits the amount of current that can flow during a ground fault. As a result, the overcurrent protection devices such as circuit breakers or fuses may not trip as quickly as required, or might not trip at all. This delayed or absent tripping can lead to prolonged exposure of electrical equipment and personnel to dangerous fault currents. The consequences of this can range from equipment damage and fire hazards to potentially lethal electric shocks. The primary function of the grounding system is to provide a lower impedance path for fault current to return to the source. This low impedance path ensures that a high enough fault current flows to quickly trip the overcurrent protection device, thereby isolating the faulted circuit and minimizing the risk of damage and injury. When the grounding conductors are undersized, the impedance increases, hindering the flow of fault current and compromising the effectiveness of the entire protection scheme. In addition to the risk of delayed tripping, undersized grounding conductors can also overheat due to the excessive current they are forced to carry during a fault. This overheating can degrade the insulation of the conductor, potentially leading to insulation failure and further short circuits or ground faults. In severe cases, the undersized conductor can even melt or ignite, creating a significant fire hazard. The National Electrical Code provides specific guidelines and requirements for grounding conductor sizes based on the size of the overcurrent protection device and the ampacity of the circuit conductors. These requirements are designed to ensure that the grounding conductors are adequately sized to safely carry the maximum fault current that could occur in the circuit. Failure to comply with these requirements can result in a dangerous and non-compliant electrical installation. When dealing with aluminum conductors, it is particularly important to pay attention to the specific requirements and recommendations for termination and connection. Aluminum conductors have a higher coefficient of thermal expansion than copper conductors, which means that they expand and contract more with changes in temperature. This thermal expansion and contraction can lead to loosening of connections over time, which can increase the resistance of the connection and create a potential hotspot. To mitigate this risk, it is essential to use connectors and termination methods that are specifically designed for use with aluminum conductors. These connectors typically incorporate features such as serrated surfaces or compression mechanisms to maintain a tight and reliable connection even with changes in temperature. It is also important to use an antioxidant compound when making connections with aluminum conductors. This compound helps to prevent oxidation of the aluminum, which can further increase the resistance of the connection. In addition to the risks associated with undersized grounding conductors, using the ground bus bar as a neutral can also create a variety of problems. The neutral conductor is intended to carry unbalanced current from single-phase loads back to the source. When the ground bus bar is used as a neutral, this unbalanced current can flow through the grounding system, potentially energizing metallic enclosures and creating a shock hazard. This is because the grounding system is typically connected to metallic enclosures and other conductive parts of the electrical system. If the grounding system is carrying neutral current, these metallic parts can become energized with respect to ground, creating a risk of electric shock if someone comes into contact with them. Furthermore, using the ground bus bar as a neutral can also interfere with the proper operation of ground fault circuit interrupters. Ground fault circuit interrupters are designed to detect small imbalances in current between the hot and neutral conductors. When the ground bus bar is used as a neutral, this imbalance can be masked, preventing the ground fault circuit interrupter from tripping and potentially exposing people to dangerous shock hazards. It is essential to maintain a clear separation between the neutral and grounding systems to ensure the safety and proper operation of electrical equipment. The neutral conductor should be connected to a dedicated neutral bus bar, which is isolated from the grounding system. The grounding system should be connected to a separate ground bus bar, which is bonded to the metallic enclosures and other conductive parts of the electrical system. This separation of the neutral and grounding systems helps to prevent neutral current from flowing through the grounding system and ensures that ground fault circuit interrupters can operate properly. When evaluating an existing electrical installation, it is important to carefully inspect the grounding and neutral connections to ensure that they are properly installed and sized. Look for signs of corrosion, loose connections, or undersized conductors. If you suspect that there may be problems with the grounding or neutral system, it is best to consult with a qualified electrician to perform a thorough inspection and make any necessary repairs or upgrades. Remedying these situations can involve significant costs, but the safety and reliability of the electrical system are well worth the investment. Ignoring these problems can lead to catastrophic consequences, including fires, explosions, and electric shocks. A properly designed and installed grounding and neutral system is essential for the safe and reliable operation of any electrical installation. The potential risks associated with improper grounding and neutral connection should not be underestimated. It is crucial to follow the requirements of the National Electrical Code and consult with qualified professionals to ensure that the electrical system is properly installed and maintained. This will help to protect people from dangerous electrical hazards and prevent costly damage to equipment and property. In conclusion, prioritize electrical safety by adhering to the National Electrical Code, using appropriately sized conductors, and maintaining separate neutral and grounding systems. Documented case studies reveal the potential for fire, explosions, and electric shock if proper grounding is not in place. Remember that a qualified electrician should always perform electrical work.